What's up, BF fam? This is Big Tone coming at you from Big Tone Productions, Beats and Feasts. Hey guys, we're gonna do a recipe today that, quite honestly, I've been intimidated by for a lot of years. So we're gonna try this together. It's called creamy chicken marsala. Honestly, I think it was just the word marsala that was so intimidating. But we're gonna try to figure this out together. So I need you guys to do me a favor, all right? You know how I get down. Before I even start the video, go ahead and smack that like button. Comment and subscribe to the video and share the video, guys. Go ahead and share it. I love you guys. You guys have been great support, but we need to get this channel moving a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, but I really appreciate everybody that's been doing it so far. So before we even get started, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Watch the video to the entire end because I'm gonna give you some vital information and some surprise information about my channel coming up in the near future. So go ahead and watch the video all the way to the end. You'll get the information. Let's get started with the video. All right, guys, so to start this video, we're gonna be using very thin chicken breast. So I actually bought this chicken breast this way, so it's just thin chicken breast. You can also buy a full chicken breast and just pound it down until it gets about 1/4 of an inch thick. But I bought it this way. It makes it a little bit easier. So it's a very simple recipe, as I stated, but I'm gonna start with my supporting cast, okay? So we're gonna use mushrooms, just regular button mushrooms. You can use, you know, chanterelles or whatever you like, but I'm just using just regular button mushrooms. Of course, black pepper. Hey, my sea salt is back, my Himalayan pink sea salt. Olive oil. This is mustard powder. I've never used this before either. Maybe in a couple recipes, but just a little bit. Heavy cream. This is the main ingredient here, Marsala wine and chicken broth, okay? And then we're gonna also put a little bit of onion in there. All right, guys, so to get started with this, we just really need to season the chicken, okay? So with the chicken being seasoned, it's just gonna use salt and pepper. That's very simple. So I'm gonna sprinkle both sides with salt and pepper. All right, and a little bit of pepper here. Well, you know me, a lot of pepper here. I like my pepper. All right, guys. So then I'm gonna flip these over. And we're just gonna season the other side very quickly. And by the way, I'm gonna put some little EVO in my pressure, or not my pressure cooker, in my Copper Shift Pro here, so we can get started. I use about 2 tablespoons, maybe a tad bit more. This thing gets really hot very quickly, okay? All right, so I got them turned over here, and I'm gonna salt the other side with my pink Himalayan sea salt. All righty. And again on my pepper. All right, guys. So let me check this and see if it's hot yet. It's getting there, so we're gonna give it a little bit more time. I'm gonna crank it up to high. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear this chicken breast and get a nice crust on the outside of it, okay? I'm doing 8 pieces, but you're gonna just see these 4 that I got here. But same principle applies for the other 4. But give me a second here. We'll be right back, and I'll start searing off the chicken breast, all right? All right, guys, so we're back, and we're gonna start searing off our chicken breast. Simply just putting it in the skillet. You can hear that nice sizzle. Means it's nice and hot. So I'm gonna put these in here. Let me put the bigger one in here first. All right, and then the last one here. So we're just gonna get a nice sear on this chicken breast. It only takes a few minutes. It's nice and thin, so it only takes just a few minutes, okay? All right, so it's cooking up. You know, on a lot of foods, people tend to mess with it a lot. Let it get that hard sear first before you really mess with it, okay? because that hard sear, well, for one, it won't stick after it gets that sear. All right. So I'm going to leave that right where it's at. It's at 275. That's the wonderful thing about the power pressure cooker, or not power pressure cooker, I'm sorry. The Copper Chef Pro. I can set the temperature and it stays at that temperature until I change it. So these got a few more minutes here, and I'll show you when I turn them over, okay? All right, guys, as you can see, I got these turned over. They got a nice golden brown on them. So they're frying up really nice, so we're gonna let these fry for a little bit, and we're gonna take them out, and I'll show you the next step here, okay? But it's very simple. These only take about 3 to 5 minutes per side, if that. And then, because they're gonna go inside of the sauce and they're gonna continue cooking. So I'll be back just in a few minutes. We're back, all the chicken is totally out. So the next thing I'm gonna add, now the recipe I'm gonna put in the description is gonna call for onion powder. But I'm not gonna use onion powder, I'm gonna use regular onion. This is about a half of an onion. And we're basically gonna, at that point, just kind of get the onion sort of caramelized. All right, so we're gonna turn this back on. All right, so we're gonna get the onion a little bit translucent. The next thing that we're gonna add is our Marsala wine. So here's the wine. And it's just a basic Marsala. You can pick it up at most grocery stores. So it calls for a half a cup of Marsala wine, but I am doubling the recipe. All right. And by the way, I'm gonna wait and add the wine, but I'm gonna add my mushrooms next. So I'm gonna add my mushrooms. As you know, it looks like a lot of mushrooms, but that's gonna cook down quite a bit. And I'm gonna add just a tad bit more olive oil to the pan. And so we're gonna stir those around and let them get nice and tender. And then we're gonna add my Marsala wine to it, okay? So it is gonna take about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to get these mushrooms and onions to be nice and tender. And they don't have to be all the way tender, but you just want them to cook down just a little bit, okay? All right, so I'll be back in just a minute and I'll show you adding my wine. Guys, as you can see, my mushrooms are starting to really get caramelized here. And they provided a little bit of moisture. Of course, the mushrooms are, you know, got a little bit of water in them. So now we're just gonna add my Marsala wine. This calls for 1 cup of Marsala wine. I actually doubled the recipe because I'm making a little bit more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that come to a boil. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add just a little bit more, okay? I'm gonna add about another half a cup, or maybe a quarter of a cup to it. So we're gonna let that come to a boil. That allows the alcohol to boil, to burn off, okay? So we're gonna bring that to a boil, and then we're gonna add the other ingredients here. All right, so I'm gonna let that boil up for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll come back and I'll show you the rest of the ingredients, okay? Back, you can see this is to a rolling boil here. I've added the Marsala wine. It's deglazing the pan. It's been burning off the alcohol for about a minute or two. So now the next thing I'm gonna add is 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm gonna add just a tad bit more, maybe a 1/4 of a cup more. All right. The next thing I have to add is the heavy cream. And that's gonna be 16 ounces or 2 cups. All right. So this is heavy whipping cream. All right. So we got that added. I'm gonna stir that up a little bit. And now we're gonna add our mustard, our ground mustard. And that calls for 1 teaspoon for the normal recipe. But for this, like I said, I'm doubling it. So we're gonna add 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. And one thing I forgot to tell you guys in my supporting cast is I'm also gonna add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. All right, so there we go. And we're gonna mix this up. Now we're gonna bring this to a boil. And we're gonna let this reduce down for about 10 minutes, okay? So we'll bring this up to a boil. And we're gonna let it reduce down for about 10 minutes or so until it starts to get thick, and then we're gonna add our chicken back into it, okay? So I'll be back here in just a moment once this reduces down. All right, BFM, we're back. As you can see, the sauce is sticking up really nicely. So I went ahead and added my chicken back in. So, and then all you gotta do next is cover this up. You cover this up for about 10 minutes, and I'll be back with a finished product. This is very simple, guys. I know you guys can cook this for your family, but I'll show you a finished product here in just a moment. BFM, we're back. I don't know what to say. Another perfection on the plate. We did it. We did it together because I've never made this before. It came out great. Super flavorful, super easy. Go ahead and cook it for your family, guys. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it. Turn on your notifications so you know every Friday I come out with a video. You can check it out, guys. I appreciate all the support. And remember that I told you at the beginning of the video, we're going to have some surprise information. Hey, guys, I'm super excited about this. We're going to do a segment called Bars. It's going to be featuring a local artist, whether it be a rapper, a singer, a producer, or whether it be just a good promoter. But it is going to be about the music industry, so it's going to be more so on the side of beats. But I'm super excited about that. Be on the lookout for that very, very soon, probably in the next few weeks. But be on the lookout for that. That's going to be very, very exciting. Okay, guys? Hey, guys, this is Big Tone signing off. Peace.